Hello and welcome to AG Speaks Digital Marketing Talk Show. Here we share with you cool tools, tips and tricks, and lots of useful information and insights to help you get more leads and customers for your business. I will share with you in this session today how to conduct a quick 10-minute social media audit for your business. So the things that I will cover today are: one, what are the four major pillars of any social media strategy for any business? And what are the goals that each of those four pillars achieves? And whether or not your activity on social media is aligned with those goals or not. And if there are any gaps, then we identify those gaps and go after them. And that is what a social media audit does for you. Before we start, I want you to reflect on this question. Are you leveraging the power of social media fully, like 100%? Because if you are like most businesses, you are probably only utilizing less than 25% of the power of social media. And I'll tell you why. There are these four major pillars of any social media strategy. And these pillars are listen, influence, network, and sell. And each of these pillars achieves certain goals and objectives. For example, when you listen well, you manage your reputation, you retain existing customers, you reduce refunds, you identify product gaps, and you identify content gaps. If you employ social influence, the pillar of social influence as part of your social media strategy, then what you achieve is you establish thought leadership, you increase engagement, you increase traffic, you increase your offer awareness, and you grow your targeting and retargeting lists. That is what you achieve through influence. The third pillar is of network. Social networking achieves and gets you the PR and mentions in other media properties or other media assets. It helps you to get into strategic partnerships with other valuable folks, or you may enter influencer collaborations. You may get invited to speak at events. You may get invited as guests on other podcasts, and so on. So these are all things that you will achieve through social networking. And the final pillar is social selling. So what you get done here is you generate qualified leads, you grow your email lists and subscribers, and you get into your initial customer acquisition. And not only that, you cross-sell and upsell whatever it is that you have as part of your product or service, and you get more people to buy and buy more often. So now step back and think about which one of these pillars are you relying more heavily on. Are you spending more time on social listening, or is your activity more aligned towards social influencing, or are you doing more of social networking or social selling? And then you have to figure out what are the gap areas. So first, before we get into this, let's define what are our goals. So I'm going to put that slide of those 20 goals again in front of you so that you can think back and identify what are your goals. At what stage are you in your business, and what is your current priority? At this point in time, what is more important for you? Based on that, we will do an audit of what your social media activity is like. For example, your tactics must align with your goals in your social media strategy map. So if you want to generate leads, if generating leads is one of your goals, then what are the kind of tactics you need to employ? Social selling tactics. And if you want to manage your reputation, well, you will need to employ social listening tactics. Or if you want to increase website traffic, you will need to employ more social influencing tactics. So I will share with you one example each of all of these different tactics. So social listening example. For example, a customer might have tweeted about how much they loved your product, or they might have reached out to you on social media for a customer service request or even a complaint. Here is an example of Nike. They do this very well. In fact, they have an entire Twitter account dedicated to responding to customer support issues. So that was an example of social listening. Here is an example of the next type of tactic, which is your social influencing. On the social web, this is best done through distribution of content that inspires, educates, or entertains your customers and your prospects. The attention spans of the customers are so short right now, and each one of us is so inundated and overwhelmed with the amount of content that we are exposed to, that our attention spans are really short. So the only way to grab attention and keep it is that a person will look at you, listen to you, either if you are entertaining them, or you're educating them, or you inspire them in some way. So I share my own example here with you, where I created a post on Fiber to Fashion, which is an industry portal. And because I created that post, it sort of led me to an inquiry. A person read that post and came to me, and they saw my website and they landed on my website thanks to the mention on that post. And then it converted into a paid assignment for me. Actually, it took 1 year of nurturing, but it did convert. So that was an example of social influencing. Social networking example. Social networking is about, is about associating with influential brands and individuals on the social web. When properly executed, social networking will earn media mentions such as reviews and links from bloggers, interviews, and invitations to speak at events. And networking is a two-way street. It starts with you giving media mentions to those who you would like to associate with. Do that, and you'll find these influencers will reciprocate. Here is my own example, where Larry Kim, the CEO of Mobile Monkey, and I did a mutually beneficial mention of each other on our social media channels. Social selling. This is the final pillar, and social selling is all about generating leads and sales from your social web. Now, keep in mind that without investing enough time and energy in social listening, social influencing, and social networking first, your social selling tactics will fail. Social updates that generate leads by requiring a prospect to enter their contact information to receive valuable content is a smart and accepted use of social media. For example, free webinars like the one that I'm doing now, or you may have some freebie to give away or some ebook to give away, any of those. So now you're ready to do the audit, and I'll go with you these steps very quickly. You have identified what are the goals and what are the different types of categories you can put those goals in. Are you doing social listening, influencing, networking, or selling? So now let's do this. What you need to do is you need to visit a social media channel where your current company is currently active. Let's say your Facebook page. And then you record the following for the last 10 social media updates. Number 1, the date of the update. Number 2, a quick description of the update. What did you do? What was the post about? Then the type of the update. Is it listening, influencing, networking, or selling? Once you've done that, you calculate the percentage of each type of updates. For example, if 4 out of your last 10 posts are about sharing your blog posts, then 40% of your current activity is focused on social influencing. Now do this for all your active social media channels, and then it's really simple. That's all there is to doing a social media audit. In fact, I've created a free resource for you. You can use this template to do your quick social media audit. You can download it from this link, and I will even share it in my chat. And after the session, I'll give you access to this. So after you've done this, then all you are left to do is now to figure out the gaps between your goals and your activity. So are you wanting to generate leads and sales from Facebook, but you are not using social selling tactics? Then there is something wrong. Some gap is there which you need to fill. Are you hoping to increase traffic to your website and raise awareness of your brand and offers on Facebook, but you don't currently employ social influencing on that channel? Again, there is a gap, right? So you need to figure out the gaps and then do the needful to fill, depending on what is it that your goal or objective is. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I do hope that this session added some value to you.